Hello, welcome back to another episode of Two Dudes Drinking Beer. My name is Josh,
My name is Alec.
and it's Monday. My days have been kind of fucked since I went back to work yesterday.
It seems like it.
I thought yesterday was Saturday because I passed a church, and I was like, "Why are these people here? It's a Saturday. It's not church day." And I was
There's
like,
people congregating at a church?
Yeah, they're outside on the
Illegal.
front,
Still though.
and I was like, "Oh, it's fucking Saturday. Like, why are they here?" It was Sunday, and I thought today was Tuesday. So really, my days are all fucked. But I'm back to work, so that's cool. Today's 2DDB FFOTD, the fun fact of the day, the bean out of the butthole, is that on average there are 333 pieces of toilet paper on one toilet roll.
Could you imagine being the guy who had to count all those?
Yeah. Well, really, you just have to do it like once per brand,
I guess.
because it's probably the same on every roll. I'd be pretty pissed if.
Well, they definitely have it like weighted out, or like every roll has to have a certain amount.
Yeah, I'd be pretty pissed if I bought like a fucking big ass pack and one of them had less than the other roll.
Had like 12 sheets.
That's a,
When they say, do they just mean by the square?
yeah,
Okay.
per sheet. Did you know that Steve Jobs died from ligma?
Who the hell is Steve Jobs?
Ligma balls. Today we're drinking Bud Light Platinum Seltzer. There are 3 flavors. There is the pink one. It's wild berry, blood orange, and citrus.
Let's start with citrus because I feel like I'm not gonna like the citrus.
Start with the orange.
Good quality can. I like that. 8%.
It feels nice. It's very smooth. We've tried Bud Light seltzers and they were terrible.
We also exercised today without showering, and I smell terrible.
I didn't sweat that much, so I'm chill.
Ingredients: water, cold fermented cane sugar, natural flavors. Okay. Agave syrup, citric acid, malted rice.
So it sounds very good for you. It is. It's almost 200 calories. So
Ugh, it smells bad.
it smells good.
Smell this one.
I like that smell. It smells like a low-cal Mountain Dew.
Ugh, it does smell like Mountain Dew. Fuck. Ugh, I don't like it.
Orange one is good. It tastes like Fanta.
Ugh,
I like it.
this is really bad. I knew I'd hate this one.
Do you want a different
Yes.
one? Which one do you want?
Anything. Fucking, I'll take a salt lick. That's the worst fucking thing I've ever had. That's the worst fucking thing I've
That's
ever
the
had.
orange one. It tastes like Fanta.
They're not even that cold on top of it. Citrus, strike out. Take your base.
Blood orange.
I don't like any of these.
Well,
Thanks for watching.
how was your weekend?
Good until now. No, fuck, what day is it today? We had
Today
fish
is
tacos.
Monday the 11th.
That's terrible. Those are so bad.
Do you want the third one?
I don't even know if I want to. For those watching, the lazy Susan just took a turn.
The house isn't level, probably.
No shit. I don't know, man. Those are both really bad. Granted, I just had some Pez, but I doubt a few Pez is gonna make that taste look. You can even just see the little gingerbread in the camera just a little bit.
I think the Pez could alter the flavor.
Not that much.
Pez is like a very weird kind of
Sugary.
thing.
It was bad though. It tasted real bad. That does not taste at all like Fanta to me.
I like it. I enjoy it. So how was your weekend?
Oh yeah, that thing. It was good. I settled the tiebreaker between you and Ryan for the fantasy league, and I think it was worth it. I think you guys, Josh was the winner, and I think you learned to never get in a tie again. Because if I'm in charge of the tiebreaker, you guys will
Well, the
sit
loser
down
picked
for
the tiebreaker.
4 hours. Yeah, sit down for 4 hours playing Mario Party. So how was your weekend?
It was all right. I went back to work yesterday, so that's fun. I'm gonna be fucking tired this week because I've been going for 2 weeks of doing literally nothing and sitting in this room all day to being on my feet, being like active at work.
Were you still going to class and stuff? Are you still online classes, or is it over?
It's been over. It starts in 2 weeks.
I really don't even. Really?
Yeah.
I'm fucking up.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go back to school until Corona's figured out.
If you want, it's all right online. It's not bad.
I couldn't imagine it.
I mean, it kind of sucks, but
I couldn't imagine it because it's like if one of my classes that I need to take is like choir, and then the other one, which maybe it'd be more passable because I can't sing for shit, but it's like just choir. So it's like I need to be in a choir, and then I need to like play piano. It's like the applied program, and that I can't imagine because like I'll be zooming with someone and they're like play the piano, and they're gonna have to like give me sheet music and shit, and I don't have a printer, so first of all I can't print shit off. It's like it's just bad. I know it's gonna be bad all around, and I don't want to go buy a printer.
go to FedEx. Get it printed out there.
Nah, I don't want to do it, a lot of that.
Understandable. Well, so yeah, my weekend not too bad. Your fucking tiebreaker was agonizing. I mean,
As it was meant to be, as it was designed.
How? Why would it be that bad?
So the idea, it wasn't to actually agonize you guys. I thought it'd be more neck and neck because it's Mario Party.
That's too random.
Well, that's the thing is like I wanted to give the most fair chance to you guys, right? Because it's like if I gave you guys like Call of Duty or something, it's like pretty one-sided. If I gave you guys Donkey Kong Country, it's pretty one-sided. I wanted to give you guys a shot at something that was easy, which is video games is easy. Just plug in, play, and go. And then aside from that, it would need to be fair. So if there's any chance of you guys losing, you guys need to have the same chance. And we all know that Mario Party can turn real quick, you know?
Yeah, it can.
So I wanted to give you guys a shot to where it's like, you know, I mean, at the beginning of the game, I'm pretty sure Ryan like got stars and shit, and it was pretty close. And then, I mean, the gap got there, but he could have. I think if Ryan focused on you, because he kept getting pissed off at the computers. He kept landing on like Birdo spaces or whatever. He kept getting pissed off at computers and putting his aggression toward the computer. If he put that aggression towards you, he probably could have got a few stars out of you.
They were targeting him.
Yeah, for sure. But also, if he targeted you, it would have been... He got wrapped up in his own little battle on the side when he should have been going against you.
It is what it is. I won, so now they both have to buy me dinner.
Yeah. Well, what do you think you're gonna go take us? Where are we gonna take you to dinner? Any ideas?
Olive Garden.
Nice. High class.
Yeah.
They got endless shrimp at Red Lobster. You think they do that? You just park in the driveway. They keep bringing you new shrimp every time you order. You call in. You're like, yeah. Give me the order of the garlic shrimp.
Give me another shrimp.
You okay, sir? Yeah, I'm great. It's just the garlic shrimp is real good.
See what? You could easily abuse that in your car if you just bring like Ziplocs and wait for them to leave and then just dump it in the bag.
I need another order.
And just like wait a few minutes to call them again.
Yeah.
That's how my fat ass would think about that. And then just eat it at home.
Well, I mean, it's economical. It's smart, you know.
Then you have a fucking bag full of oily shrimp scampi.
Scrampy.
Just a shit ton of olive oil. Disgusting. The world is still in shambles. At least our world.
Why?
Everyone's getting arrested and stuff.
I mean, I don't think
It's the repercussions.
I don't think people getting arrested is the world burning down. I think that's cause and effect, bro. If you break into a building, you're gonna get
Also
arrested.
Lawmakers are still freaking out. They're
what?
trying to impeach Trump.
He's got 2 weeks left.
In the last 10 days, they want Mike Pence to invoke the 25th Amendment to get him out of office.
That's nuts.
They're scrambling to do a whole bunch of stuff. So yeah, there is 10 days left.
I couldn't imagine.
Less. There's like 9 now.
Give him his 10 days.
Then he got banned from everything.
Yeah, he's already going down in infamy. Like, you might as well. I mean, fucking, you guys supported him. You guys wanted this. You guys made the laws. He was you guys' president. And you might as well give him the last 10 days. That's embarrassing if you guys are copping out.
Give him a platform at least.
I mean, look, he's going down in infamy. I don't think he's going to get reelected again, despite having a lot of followers even, but...
Do you think shit's going to go down at the inauguration?
No.
You don't think anyone's going to try to do shit?
If someone wants to take a bullet... I don't fuck around, man. They do not fuck around. Someone goes on stage with President Biden getting sworn in, that motherfucker's getting dropped.
Yeah.
They're not gonna take any chances.
No questions asked.
Especially if they're saying Trump tried to pull a coup. They're gonna be like, boom. What I am looking forward to is when Biden's getting sworn in, and he's like, state your name, and Biden's like, line.
He wouldn't do that. He's not that incompetent.
I know. He's got a stammer. But I am kind of looking forward to that being part of it. And the first female vice president.
Yeah. First black vice president.
Nice.
Yeah. And she's a woman. 2 records.
Progress all over the board.
Yeah.
You know what I was thinking too? Is
it only took 59 of them.
So many other countries around the world have had like women like leaders.
Female leaders.
Yeah, it's like ambassadors or presidents. They're all over the world. I'm pretty sure America's the only one that hasn't had like a real like madam president or whatever.
Yeah, look at Germany. They were doing just fine with Angela Merkel.
Angela Merkel.
So, we're just ignorant.
Well, I mean, I'm not. I'm different. But
the country's ignorant.
Yeah, that's the thing with democracy, man. Well, I mean, democracy. They got democracy in Germany, right? I mean,
yeah, it works a little different, but it's still the same shit.
Isn't that crazy? It's like we fight a war, and we're like, be a democracy, and they're like, okay, but not the one you guys have. That shit's fucked.
Yeah, that shit don't work.
They're like, cool, like, we're sorry about like the Hitler shit, but like, yo, we gotta get this democracy off the ground, but not the same way.
You'll like this one.
Let me have one. I'm tearing. I mean, if I don't, bro, I'm gonna feel bad because you bought a ton. I'm not even cold.
Oh my gosh, complain some more.
I can. You want me to? It doesn't matter. I've drank warm beer before. Third time's a charm.
The berry flavors are always the best.
Ugh. Oh, it's got a crude aftertaste.
I don't think so.
It's definitely the best of the 3.
That's why I wanted to try.
Oh, it just tastes like purple. It's like cough medicine.
That's why I wanted to try the lemonade ones, but that wasn't there. That wasn't an option.
These are awful, bro. These are my least favorite thing I've ever drank. And to be clear, I love Bud Light Platinum. Like, Bud Light Platinum, love it. This seltzer shit, bro, I didn't like the Bud Light seltzer. I don't like this seltzer. It's bad.
They are better than the Bud Light seltzers, the regular ones.
I don't know. I really don't know. It's
well,
like
the other ones were like, they were very, like...
You know how there's like Starburst, and then there's like Tropical Starburst?
Yeah.
These are like Tropical Starbursts.
I don't mind Tropical Starbursts.
Ugh, I'm gonna throw up.
The regular Bud Light seltzers, they were very like weedy, very yeasty, very like bready. These ones, I don't get that.
These are so tart and like, just like, even I think they're more chalky.
I get no chalk. It's a fucking Pez, dude. You shouldn't have done that because we ate the same thing, man. Minus my hot pockets for breakfast. But like we had,
And you think
the same
and
fish tacos.
you think you had Hot Pockets fish tacos, and I had Pez, and you're like, that's what's throwing off your palate.
yeah,
No.
the hot pockets were at like 5 hours ago.
All right, I got some Pez here. Hang on.
We're
The fuck is my Pez?
the front end.
Yeah, there it is.
We're gonna do a
We're
little.
gonna put this to the test.
little experiment. Are you gonna give it me some?
Yeah,
I don't want any.
You're gonna have to.
Is your dispenser empty?
Yeah. I ate a whole thing of Pez. So now you get to eat a whole thing of Pez. Here, you wanted lemonade? No, I had the strawberry ones. Yeah. Oh, cherry, I guess.
The red one. Cool.
Cool. All right. Time is of the essence. Take like 2.
I can only reach one because Pez suck.
All right. Here we go. Ow.
Oh fuck!
Oh, God damn it. Here's another one. No, it's going to taste like dog and carpet. You don't want that. It's going to contaminate the
It's
texture.
gonna make the palate even different.
Yeah. You're like, this tastes like fucking Rolo. The candy? My dog. All right. I got 2. You got 2. Let's suck on them for a bit. Don't fucking chew them already.
I did it.
You fucking animal. You got drug, man?
First of all, you're not supposed to suck on Pez. These already taste like shit. Sorry for all of you.
All right, cheers.
They made it.
They made it better.
They made it fucking carbonated.
They made it flat for me. We're okay. Well, something's going on.
It was. I had
That made it better for me.
I still had Pez in my mouth, and it was like.
Oh, like bubble.
Yeah, it was a reaction.
Mine was flatter, so hit it again. I hear it bubbling in your mouth.
I don't like that. I'm gonna get all bubbly. No, it tastes worse now.
It did it for me too. It tastes better with me now. Straight after those Pez. Pez be the way.
I don't know. The gummy worms are still the way to go.
I don't know about that, but
And our
let's fucking get lit.
and our Kona seltzers.
Coachella 2020.
What doesn't spurt over?
It fucking might.
It's like Mentos and Coke. Pez and Bud Light seltzer.
Yeah, what if it's like a toxic combination? I'm just like, let's do this.
Well, I think Pez is like mainly like a bicarbonate,
It's all sugar.
like an alka
It's fucking
seltzer.
Alka-Seltzer, yeah. That sounds... Smell that. It smells like Flintstones gummies.
It smells like science. I mean, fucking
Not the gummies, the Flintstone vitamins.
chalky.
Very chalky. I'm gonna let that sit for a minute before I turn my tummy into an 8th grade science volcano. It's baking soda and vinegar.
Pretty much.
So how was your weekend? I got nothing, man. I don't like this drink. You said it'd be a good episode. It's not, and I hate it.
I'm having.
I prefer Pez over the fucking this shit.
I'm having a good time. What's the book you got?
You don't want me to open that.
Did you buy porno on Amazon?
I didn't rent it.
Buy. I said buy.
I purchased it like an adult.
Moving on. This episode is so scuffed.
I know. It's fucking. I didn't ask for this attention, man. I figured if I didn't open it in front of you, you wouldn't ask me what it was, and now you ask me what it is in front of a bunch of people. It's porn, okay? Are you happy? I bought porn off Amazon.
A book?
Don't worry about it. It's art. Did you burp in the middle? Hit all that laugh?
I did.
Oh my god, this is a plane crash, bro.
Hello, welcome back to another episode of Two Dudes Drinking Beer. My name is Josh.
My name is Alec, and this is the first time we shot Two Dudes Drinking Beer without showering after exercising. Let's just start over. Take it from there.
I didn't sweat that much, so I'm chilling.
Alec has a manic episode.
And Josh just sits there laughing the whole time. It's still going.
Hang on, is this motherfucker okay?
For those of you listening at home, Alec decided to drop a single Pez in his seltzer, and it's still having a reaction.
You can see it.
If you guys like the show, share it with a friend.
If you guys like this show, we're so sorry.
Look at all the other shows we have. Not
They're
this
way
one.
better. We're resetting the bar today. The bar's like usually mid grade, mid tier.
Yeah.
We're just fucking. We're starting over.
I got an email today saying that we're ranked 188th in the improv category on fucking Apple Podcasts or something.
Really?
Yeah.
Out of how many?
I don't know.
Out of 187?
I don't know.
That's awesome. Yeah, I guess we'll just take a second to say, hey, if you listen to the podcast and you like the podcast, you've been listening to the podcast and getting us in the top 200. We're in the top 200 podcasts.
How many podcasts are in the improv category?
Fucking lot. I'll bet.
Who knows?
There's no way you can look that up?
Right now. I don't care that much.
No, neither do I.
Oh, so fucking gassy. Fuck that Pez. Fuck the Pez. Pez suck. It's a weird. It's like the oldest candy ever.
Mm-hmm. It's like candy cigarettes, but for pill poppers.
I'd rather. Oh yeah, that makes sense.
As we were sitting here, you want some acid, bro? What the fuck is this? What are we doing with our lives, bro? What are we doing?
Now is not the time to have an introspective. Goddamn it! Did you know that Steve Jobs died from ligma?
Who the hell is Steve Jobs?
Just one of the very influential creators over at Apple. Nothing is gonna get done.
What?
What the fuck?
Oh, it tastes like vomit now.
Yeah, you should have put the Pez in there.
Well, dear Bud Light, I fucking tried. I'm not pleased. Oh my god, your Bud Light seltzer suck. Your Bud Light Platinum seltzers suck.
I wanted the lemonade ones.
Send us the lemonade ones, Platinum or Bud Light or whatever name you go by these days. You fucking fraud.
Anheuser.
Anheuser Busch.
If you didn't get sponsored by anything, what would you get sponsored by?
For the podcast?
Well, just you. They send you shit like, hey, have this on us. Thanks, sponsor.
Girl skateboard company. I'd want to be a sponsored skater who cannot skate.
That defeats the whole purpose of them sponsoring you.
Mm-mm.
What do you do? Just cruise? You can sponsor their cruise line.
No, I'm not gonna ride a board. I'll be sponsored by Girl and I'll ride Almost or Tony Hawk boards or any other board. And they're like, who are you sponsored by? I'm like, Girl, you're wearing a fucking.
I don't think that they would sponsor you.
Fine. No, if I could be sponsored by anything or anyone, I think like the most realistic goal would be like Behringer, just some sort of audio board. I'll be like some audio gear, maybe Reason.
I would take a hot Red Bull sponsorship.
I get a Red Bull sponsorship and die in 2 weeks from drinking too many Red Bulls.
Yeah, you would drink all
I love
the
that
fucking
shit.
case pack that they sent you
I love that shit.
in a day.
Probably.
Meanwhile, if you just have one a day, you're okay.
Well, that's the recommended. What if it's like Okay, so when they talk about like recommended guidelines or whatever, like let's just take Red Bull for starters. If they say you could have like one energy drink a day and you'll be okay, is that the 8.4 or is that the 16-ounce one?
It depends on.
Because if it's like 8.4 is like 24 hours and then like 16 is like 32 hours.
I think it depends on your body and how big you are. Well, you're not that big. You're like, I think.
Thanks, man. I needed to hear that.
Well, like tall wise.
Oh, didn't need to hear that.
That's
Too short for my own best friend. Fuck.
I am taller than you.
Sorry, bro. You must be 6 feet to ride this ride. I just want a Red Bull. You're calling me fucking fat. Short.
Because like the
Fuck you.
Because like the calories are based on like
drunk.
on a 2,000 calorie
Just blew a fuse.
recommendation. So I think it depends.
It's not even like on the sugar content. They're like, hey, you can have this much for calorie intake, but try to avoid sugar for the rest of the year because Red Bull, it's got you covered.
I think it depends on like your body, like how big you are, and because.
Hello.
What did you do?
I don't know. Better now.
I didn't even notice anything. I just like it was a little.
I think you did
little
because you
fuzzy.
stopped talking.
What the fuck was I saying?
I think it depends on your body. Alec, you're short and fat.
That's not what I said. That's what you.
I'm pretty sure I heard that. You didn't say it directly, but I can read between the lines.
I said it depends on how big you are, and then you slapped your fat belly.
And you're like, you're not that big. And I was like, thanks, man. I need to hear that. And you're like, no, I mean, you're fucking short.
I just said that in the that tall department.
Josh said, I'm going to change my Tinder bio to must be 6 foot tall. No short kings allowed.
I don't like tall women.
No,
That's at 35. Remember?
34.
35. 34 is when.
Dude,
I joined
okay,
the
so I
military.
was going to say, 34, you volunteer for the military. You all that shit in my throat? Huh? 34, you sign up for the military. 35, you come out as gay?
If I don't,
That's your life plan?
if I don't get in the military, but that also has to. I'd only go the military route if I don't.
Who would you date?
Do anything?
If
Nobody.
if you were gay, if you asked me who I get sponsored by, I'd ask you if you
Jesus.
had that's like a straight ticket to hell.
So
Like, you know that guy who tried sniffing Kim Kardashian's ass?
no.
That's
What?
you trying to have sex with Jesus.
When did that happen?
I don't know. It's in my book if you want to read about it.
Did you have a fucking Kama Sutra?
I don't know. Why are you so curious?
I was you trying to use it as a talking point, and you said it's porno.
You tried using it as talking. Yeah.
That's what I said.
I mean, we talk about porn on the show. Just
So show us what you got.
nah. What kind of porn do you buy?
I don't buy porn.
You steal it?
I usually watch free stuff. Yes.
That sucks.
Sorry, I don't support my local artist.
You don't support sex workers,
I support them. Yes.
but not with money.
Monetarily.
I support them.
No.
Just not in any way that counts for them to order like dinner or pay rent.
I'll retweet like hey, sign this petition. I won't sign it. I'll retweet it.
Doing the most out here.
I'm an ally.
like barely.
That's all that matters.
You're like a Sweden ally.
I don't like signing.
We're going to war.
petitions.
I don't want anything to do with it, but you guys, you know, you do you.
The thing is, I don't like signing petitions because then you get random fucking emails from people
Yeah, it's true.
and calls and whatnot. And I already get enough of that, and I don't want those.
I woke up with 8 spam emails today.
Do you get like? Well, I'm sure you do.
Oh, fucking what?
Like those Viagra emails.
Mostly just porn subscriptions. Hey, this is late. You gotta pay it. Yes, sir. Sorry.
Cause I have like 2 emails. I use one for regular shit and one I don't use anymore. And the one I don't use anymore, the spam folder is just filled with like Viagra, Cialis, and I haven't used it for like anything, like adult related.
You know what's
I
crazy?
just get them.
You know what's crazy is like someone probably like wants that Viagra email, but
I'll send it to
it
you.
keeps.
I'll forward
I
it.
don't want it. I don't need
I'm
it.
speaking to the people.
Oh yeah, I guess. Just drop your number and your email down in the comment section below. We'll hook you. We and everyone else who sees it will hook you up with spam out the ass.
I'll forward you the email.
Yeah. Or just Google Viagra if you want to buy Viagra. I'm pretty sure they have a website.
Roman will send it to your door.
Who's Roman?
It's the subscription service.
Mm.
They'll send you in a very discreet package. They also send you condoms.
How's your? Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool. How's your subscription service with Scentbird?
I'm getting one soon. I've only
Did you go through it already? I feel like
No, I have like yay much.
that's the downfall. Is like I don't know how much there's in there, but like it feels like it lasts forever.
It's like 100 sprays or something.
When you spray perfume or cologne, how many times do you
3.
spray it? 3 times? 1, 2, 3.
Wrists and neck. The one I have right now is it's a very light, very fresh smell. So it's not like very potent.
Mm.
But like, I didn't wash one of my sweaters, like one of my sweatshirts, and I put it on and I smelt it. I was like, I like this.
Did it lasted that long?
It was just chilling on my sweatshirt.
I have cologne that I like the smell of it, but it lasts like 10 minutes.
Yeah, you
Such
need
a waste.
like an Eau de perfume.
Eau day?
Eau de.
Eau day.
Yeah.
What's that?
It's just the
The
classification.
fucking Burpee Boys episode.
Yeah, because of the fucking Pez. It's just like the class.
It's still going.
Like there's perfume, Eau de perfume, Eau de toilet like
Toilet water?
Yes, it's called toilet water. You also did shake it.
Still. People listening on Spotify don't know that. Isn't there a way to
They
get the
don't.
video on Spotify too?
Oh,
Like Joe Rogan does?
it's fucking not for the service we use.
Damn. I guess you gotta be tight with Spotify.
I don't even know that Spotify offers video.
They do.
It's news to me.
They do music videos, don't they?
I don't fucking know. I don't use Spotify because Apple Music gang.
Apple Music gang. The stripes make me look so fucking fat. Look at this.
Then
This is just
then
not
stop
my
wearing
day.
Stripes, man. Throw that shirt away.
I get a lot of compliments on this shirt. People tend to fucking love America, and they're like, "Hey, you love America? I like your shirt." And I was
Also-
like, "Thanks."
It's also a backwards flag.
It's supposed to be backwards.
Isn't that disrespectful or something?
The way you're supposed to have the flag is I'll look it up. There's like it's flag code. It's kind of dumb to say, but like it's military.
If you think flag code is dumb, I saw something on TikTok about lace code.
What's lace? Like lingerie?
Oh, shoelaces. Like it was referring to Doc Martens, and apparently, if you have all white laces on your Doc Martens, you're a white supremacist.
Since the stars and stripes are mounted with the canton closest to the pole, that section of the flag stayed to the right. Am I having a stroke?
Is it on the left?
That's hang on.
What?
That section of the flag stayed to the right.
Do you want me to read it?
I don't think you can. While the stripes flew to the left. It sounds like a fucking kid's book. Therefore, the flag is worn on the right shoulder, and wearing it backwards gives the effect of the flag flying in the breeze as the wearer moves around.
So it's wrong. That's your left shoulder.
Am I wearing this backwards the whole time?
No.
The rule is that the blue field of stars should always be in the highest position
Yes.
of honor of the uniform. That position has always been the right shoulder with the flag. Yeah, they fucked this shirt
You
up.
disrespectful piece of shit. Also, like the stripes.
I got it
aren't-
at Macy's.
The stripes aren't even white anymore.
I know, they're like gray. I need to learn how to do laundry the right way.
Just get rid of that shirt.
There's so many right ways and wrong ways to do shit these days. I might need to, actually.
You've had that shirt for like 8 years.
For sure. A while.
You just need to update your wardrobe. I do. I need new clothes.
I do too.
Let's go shopping one day, like we did.
Yeah, as soon as the world opens up and I get money again. My EDD's been frozen. They said I took all the money out of it I could. To wait till the year's over, which is like, the year just ended. But whatever, dude.
Tell them to bring me my money.
Bring me my money.
Almost, you know. What can you hope out of this year so far? You know, we're 11 days in.
I hope Corona ends soon.
It's supposed to end this week, no?
It is supposed to end this week, yeah.
No,
You know my conspiracy on that. They're going to just wait until Biden's in office and then Operation Warp Speed that shit.
Well, Operation Warp Speed has been going on for like 7 months.
Well, more like Operation Warp Turtle.
Yeah. I mean, doses are already expiring. Out of 22 million doses, I think they said 7 million got out.
Didn't you also tell
administered?
me? Didn't you also tell me like the holding it back because it's like copyright law?
There's patents on,
Which is bullshit,
the
bro.
vaccine.
I disagree with that entirely.
Yeah, certain companies have certain patents on
All the
the
governments,
vaccines.
all the governments are like, yo, we have the patent, so we're not gonna tell you the secret formula to this secret sauce. But like,
The forbidden water.
they're not gonna give you the Krabby Patty formula, bro. And it's like it's gonna save lives and like keep the world normal. But like they're like, nah, we have the copyright.
It's because especially if it's a U.S. company, then they're trying to just make a profit,
It's so shitty.
which is very
It's so shitty.
super unfortunate.
It's so shitty, man. I don't agree with that at all.
No, it's our systems.
During a global
Fucked
pandemic, bro, they're like, hey, we have the vaccine. We got all these copies.
I don't support what happened to the Capitol, but I understand it.
Where's that coming from? We're talking about the vaccine.
Our system's fucked. Like,
For sure.
so like I can understand why they would want to do that to like make a change, but it's a bad thing at the same time.
Do you think
There just needs to be an overhaul.
you think it's possible to change the system?
No.
No.
You need a hard reset.
Like Corona.
Nothing's gonna change from this.
So it's impossible. You can't even hard reset it.
You just fucking need to wipe it all out.
I agree, man. I think it's bullshit. It's
But-
bullshit.
Like, just something needs to change, and the way it's going to change is not gonna happen. You need term limits, first of all.
On everybody.
Yes, not just the president. Senators and representatives need term limits. There's no reason why the same person can represent a state for 30 fucking years.
80 years.
Yeah, it's stupid. There's no point. There's no fucking point. I could understand if people don't want to run for it anymore. Then your state just gets pushed to the wayside. Fuck you, North Carolina.
Yeah. Fuck North Carolina.
I'm sure there's an amount of people that would still want to run for an office position.
Oh, yeah, man. I thought about running for office.
I would think that if there were term limits, it would inspire more people because there'd be more of a chance. Because they in like the smaller states, they'd be like, oh, this person has been a senator for like 40 years.
But also,
They're gonna keep winning.
But wouldn't you also want more people to be in office? Like, think of like the, I guess, pride of being like held in office. I guess the downfall to that would be if there really is like some fucking secrets out there, like aliens exist, which we're about to find out next month. Like, we solve Corona and then aliens come down next week. Like, that's it. But unless you're really hiding shit like that, like, I can't imagine why there's no limit. Because unless it's like it'll cost more for Capitol Police, and like, unless you're really telling these people something in office, or telling these congressmen and women, like, hey, like, here's the nuclear launch codes, everyone gets them. Like, unless you're doing that, every time you get someone new, like, there's no point. And then if you are doing that, just stop doing that.
Yeah.
That seems like a pretty easy thing to
Because they don't need them.
resolve. Yeah.
If
Why?
they get them, like they
Have you seen Olympus Has Fallen?
No. George Clooney's in that. No.
I don't know who
George
it is.
Clooney. Gerard Butler. That guy.
Maybe, but whoever it is, there's like a scene where like they're like holding everyone at gunpoint and they're like getting all the congressmen and women. They're like, "What's your fucking like?" They need like bypass nuclear codes, and they're like Delta, Beta, whatever, and like some 9-digit code or whatever, and then like kills the person. And it's like, we're getting close to launching the nukes. They're trying to like launch nukes from the White House or whatever. And then the president is like the only one holding out, and then someone knew the president's code and gave it to him. And I was like, yeah, what the fuck is it like? You really need 10 congressmen or however many congress people there are to have like a fragment of the code? Like, that's bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do that. Unless there's like, what, 310 congressmen and you give everyone one digit and you're like, all right, alphabetically, here's your code. Don't say it.
Well, there's 100 congressmen.
All right, so 100-bit code.
Here's your alphanumeric character.
Yeah. What if they're like, they're like, here's your number, 9. And you're like, what? That'll launch the nukes? They're like, yeah, but you have to like encrypt it and shit. And like,
There's 99 others.
only we know the order, so...
They give congressmen numbers and give House reps letters.
Mm-hmm. See, that is how you fucking jigsaw a fucking nuclear launch program.
Because there's a lot of reps.
I got it. I figured it out. And then you also have to have like one capital letter and then like, one symbol on the keyboard.
Yeah. Give the Supreme Court justices special characters.
Yeah. What's your fucking code? What's your code? ! At yahoo.com. What? Type it in, it works, I swear.
But the system does need like an overhaul. It's been the same way for like fucking 300 years.
Mm-hmm.
And times change. This ain't the 1700s no more.
And that's the craziest thing too, is like there are people serving from
the fucking 40s.
Yeah, the best way I've heard it described was the United States was founded 3 people ago. The United States has been around for 300 years.
Joe Rogan said that.
Mm-hmm. He said that's 3 people ago.
Yeah.
And there's some people who are serving from 2 people ago.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, goddamn.
Yeah, we're like the youngest country, youngest first world country.
Mm-hmm. We got shit done, but Jesus Christ, we need to get it done again and change it because we're not keeping up. We're falling behind.
We need to figure our shit out.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like, there's the veil, right? Because we're not falling behind in a lot of aspects like economy or technology.
Just education.
Just education and politics. Like, we need to fucking update that shit. It's a new world. But the one thing they refuse to change is going to be what is the downfall of everyone. The refusal of change. The refusal of adaptation and growth. They're not going to want to change the political system because it's going to fucking corrupt their power and their lineage. And that's the thing. Like, it's still so early. It needs to be changed.
There's too much of a bias in it.
Yeah.
And so, like, if the requirements should probably change too, instead of just gotta be like 32.
Well, there is one for the president. You got to be at least 35, which is crazy because they would never elect a 35-year-old president.
No, that's
never.
Like if your brother, if David wanted to be the president.
Yeah.
It's like, who the fuck's gonna vote for that guy? I mean, I probably would. It'd be cool, but
yeah. I mean, here's the weird thing too. Is like I've realized people my age suck dick. I fucking hate people my age. They're stupid as fuck.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm not normal in that regard, in that respect of like...
You're more mature?
Oh, I don't want to say I'm more mature than people. That seems like a shitty thing to like say, But like, I think people often don't learn life lessons that fast. You've
been through life.
In the position of having to learn life lessons faster than most. And that gives me that perspective. And a lot of people who are 25, 26, I'm starting to meet people in their 30s, and they're just dumb as hell still. They're still, like, spoiled kids. And it's like, bro, no, I would not trust you. No, I would not elect you. No, I wouldn't do anything. Like, you're a child who's 30. You haven't changed. You haven't grown.
It's also the people who don't leave their hometowns and stay in the same area forever.
I left my hometown at 9.
Well, yeah, you're already there.
So I'm already.
You got a leg up on people.
I'm way ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it is that hometown college thing, which is like it is important too, because like I've had a bunch of roommates, and it's like it's super important to like live with people who you don't know and like honestly don't get along with.
You learn so much.
Yeah, because it's like Jesus Christ, like these people are out here, like this happens, like people are like I mean, you know, it's like it's mind blowing. It's perception rattling.
I got blacklisted from the Four Seasons in Beverly Hills
There you go.
by living with certain people. You know,
It be like that.
perspectives.
It be like that.
For licking chocolate off of my shoe. You know, fun stuff. I was having fun.
It's like that though. But there's so many people out there, and I can only imagine so many of those people who are well educated and go to
That's gonna live there now.
who are well educated and go to like really fancy schools, and
Like that football player from Harvard.
yeah, and their parents, yeah, and like I'm not saying it's bad to like, you know, obviously it's good to get a good education, but it's like
Learn something from it.
I know people who are 30 with great educations, but are still just big babies, and it's like, yo, like, how could you say you want to work for like the FBI or like a government agency, like you live at home with a degree and you know nothing about the world? Maybe you'll learn about it in that field, but Jesus Christ, you should know more than you do now.
Yeah.
And the fact that their parents like paid for their college degree and whatever, and then they get a job in politics telling other people how to live, not having really experienced a life of their own.
Ooh.
You're insane. You like that one?
Tastes like Sierra Mist.
Oh, that's bad.
Built different.
Anyway, it's one of those things. It's like, how can you be in charge of other people's lives when you've never really had to be in charge of your own?
Mm-hmm. And learning is half the battle.
Yeah, it is. I mean, you know, it's good to get a textbook, fundamental, cursory knowledge of something. It's another thing to experience it, you know? And maybe that's why the congressmen have that, you know, attitude towards term limits. They don't want to obviously surrender their power because they're like, oh, I'm the only one qualified to do it because I've been doing it for so long. But at the end of the day, it's like, if you let other people do it, they're going to learn. And like, that's what's important, is like diversifying your portfolio, living with new people, working new jobs and doing this and this and that. And that's how you learn. So if anything, it's just them not willing to give up their power. They need to give up their power and say, you know what? This has been great. Someone else gets a turn. And then give them that turn. And then the knowledge will spread faster because you're giving the next person in line a turn.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
I think the other side could argue that having the term limits would hinder progress because, like, Joe Biden's going to spend the next 4 years undoing everything that Trump did. Because there's always going to be that opposite opposing force.
Sure.
At least in our current system, the Democrats and the Republicans are always going to, they hate each other to the T. More now more than ever. So, like, if we get a Democratic president for 4 years and then we get a Republican president for 4 years, they're just going to undo the same shit.
Sure. But what you got to remember is that if you have a lot of people coming in and changing shit, and then you have it on every branch of the government, it's going to have more people leaving that branch and leaving a government job with more knowledge of how it works. And that could be spread through, hey, children, when you vote, make sure you also do this. Pay attention to these things. They can teach them more from that side of it. And the more people that you have coming in and out serving their civil duties, the better it's going to be for for the people because it's really serving the citizens because the citizens themselves are serving. It's not just
Civil servant.
it's not just civil servants. It's all of a sudden there's more people. Everyone says, everyone I know who's worked retail or fast food says, I think it should be mandatory for everyone to work at least a year in fast food or retail. And I support that. I'm like, yo, like, yeah, get in there, get your hands dirty, see how shitty people can be, because people can be shitty, and like people can be rude.
Makes you learn real quick.
Yeah, you learn real quick. So, what's the harm in the same thing of saying, you know, I mean, if you have to serve on a jury duty, it's essentially the same thing, being like, yo, or if you just serve in the military, you know, it's all the same thing. It's all. Is that shit happening again? All right. I don't know. It's still recording. Is it you?
Yeah, it's me.
All right. But it's the same. It's the same thing to that effect of like, if you get more people to come in and serve, more people will understand it a little bit better, and I think they thrive off the ignorance of the system. And if you bring more people in, more, like I said, more people will leave the system knowing how to change things as a civilian, and not just a civil servant. So I see no wrong in that. And if there is, outline it for me. If there is nuclear code you're giving out, first of all, fucking stop. But there's got to be a good enough reason to not do it, and so far I don't see any reason good enough to not do it.
So, what do you think about countries like Lithuania, South Korea, who have the mandatory military service?
Those countries have mandatory military services, or there's something else that could subsidize it if you don't want to join the military. I'm not quite sure, but I know like Germany, it's like if you don't serve the military, then you have to be like a lifeguard or volunteer for something. Like it's going back to, you have to serve the community.
Let's look that up.
And I'm pretty sure the effect of that is exactly what I'm saying, is people serve the community. Like if you don't want to join the military and you have to pick up trash for a year to supplement that, you're going to get mad when you see someone litter, and you're going to teach your kids to not litter. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it's one of those things, like if you can get into Congress and you can learn how to pass laws and how laws are passed, and you can kind of get a deeper understanding because you're getting actual experience, you're getting actual XP points, you know, towards that goal or that outcome you want, then you're going to learn the system a little better, and you could not only learn the system better, but you can talk about the system better with in-depth knowledge. So and here's the thing, if you do join the military, you're going to have more pride for your country, or you're going to have a solid work ethic, or whatever it is you take away from that experience.
South Korea, you have to do the military.
Okay.
From 18 to 29 to enroll in compulsory military service. It was implemented in 1948. Fucking old people ruining our lives.
South Korea?
Yeah, South.
Jesus.
The good one.
Yeah.
Because the article is, how come BTS doesn't have to serve it? They can defer it up to age 30. So when they turn 30,
they have to go.
Yeah. It's for entertainers.
Mm.
Yeah, so once you turn 19 in Korea, you gotta...
But there is still some sort of guideline to where it's like, you know, if you're a BTS singer, yeah, you're still serving the country because you're bringing in a shitload of money. Like, there's definitely...
Well, they're still going to have to join the military.
Sure.
For 2 years.
Sure. But, I mean, that's obviously how the country decides to run, you know. I'm not saying we need to have a mandatory military thing. I'm just saying if we did, people would leave the military and be like, oh, I like this. Or, you know, this is for me. Or
stay or go.
Yeah. I mean, you have the choice. And I'm not saying it's mandatory for congressmen or women. I'm saying it's better to have more than less. That's all I'm saying.
It definitely helps the Republicans win. Those bleeding hearts.
Oh, you talking about if we had a mandatory
I'm a
military?
veteran.
Yeah. I mean,
vote for me.
Yeah. I'm just saying it's the same thing with presidents. You know, there's a lot of presidents.
Ulysses S. Grant.
Okay.
He was a president and a war general.
Okay. So was McCain. He wasn't a president, but,
He was a POW.
POW.
A rep from Arizona. Rest in peace.
Mm-hmm. But it's one of those things, man. Like, people, like I said, if you had to pick up trash and do volunteer service for a year or 2 years or whatever to subsidize a military mandatory service, then you're gonna not litter when you have trash in your car. And if everyone had to do that, one, the streets would be cleaner, and two, it'd be like, wow, this is like pretty common sense. Kids, don't throw your trash out.
Community service could go a long way.
Yeah, and I think it should be like, I'm not gonna say I think it should be like, I don't think it should be like mandatory, like community service, or be a congressman, or be in a jury, but like, there's got to be something out there to where it's like, you know what, you got to work fast food for a year, do it when you're 18 and 19, get it over with quick.
I think like 15, like some sort of public service.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was like a fucking volunteer for the teen center for like years.
Yeah.
So like maybe that's also why I feel so entitled and smarter, I guess, where I'm like, people are stupid and they don't have enough diversity, but like, I think if people volunteered more, they'd be like, oh shit, really? Like, because I was young and put in charge of other kids, right? I was a kid put in charge of other kids. And there are those kids who don't take the responsibility seriously, and there's others that do. And you kind of learn, like, who's, like, a good, responsible person and who's not. And that should be at least the bare minimum takeaway. It's like, maybe it doesn't make the community better. Maybe it doesn't make everyone want to volunteer. But at the end of the day, you get to see who's, like, the person who's, like, gonna be a pain in the ass to everyone all the time just because it's who they are. Or people who are like, well, it's like a year of volunteer service. I might as well just do it and,
get it out of the way.
Get it out of the way. And then you learn from it anyway. You get to see the bad eggs and the good eggs a little bit sooner. Of course, that's all just Marxism. It's just like on paper, it probably works great. In practice,
a perfect world.
Yeah, in practice, I don't know how it works, but I'm just saying, you can't come up with a good enough reason on paper to disprove that it's good to switch out congressmen and try something different than to just try it and see how it works. Just try it, see how it works, and if it works out better, great. If it works out worse, we tried. But you gotta try. You can't say no and stay rigid. You gotta, the Constitution and everything was written to be mended and changed for present day, and it's like minimum wage and like livable wage gaps. Like, it takes a long time for those things to catch up, and you need to prioritize those things because they are what really affect people's livelihood and well-being. And no one's going to want to vote or participate in something that isn't taking care of them. And if they're counting on that, that's fucked up. Like, if they don't prioritize those things because they know it's better to not have more people voting, then that's just shitty. That's a whole other problem by itself. But if you took care of those people and they were encouraged to vote and they did vote, the democracy would be even stronger despite having people with very different ideas.
You don't vote?
I don't.
Why?
Because the system's fucked up. I don't think the system represents what I think and believe.
So vote for the system. Help the system.
Nope.
Fight for change.
This is me changing right now.
Sign a petition.
If anyone hears this and thinks it's a good idea, they can agree with me, and then that idea can spread and end up on a fucking YouTube video somewhere from someone or something. It could change someone's mind.
Then you get banned on Twitter.
Sure, I don't care. The system could be better and changed, and if it was, I would be more apt to vote. But at the moment, look at the fucking ecosystem. It's toxic and bad, and I've said from day one, I don't agree with this. This is...
The reefs are getting bleached.
Yeah, I don't like the system. I don't like the politics. I don't like the media.
Save the national parks.
There's a million things I don't like about it that divides rather than solves. And I'd rather solve, and I don't see a system that solves issues. I see a system that thrives off creating issues. and knows how to manipulate those issues. And I don't want to be a part of that.
There's not a lot of honesty.
That too. It's a lot of backdoor deals with politicians and come speak at this fundraiser. I'll give you $200,000. Blah blah blah. Like no politician, no one should be getting paid $200,000 to speak at a fundraiser for 5 minutes.
Do you think lobbying should be illegal?
I don't know. I don't know enough. I think it's a dick move. It's a bitch move. You know, if it's like, if one of those people says, I want the floor for as long as I want, they should give them the floor for as long as they want, but they shouldn't time out.
That's a filibuster.
Oh, what's lobbying? See, I don't even know.
Lobbying is like, let's say a representative from the NRA has like a specific congressman in mind. They take them out. They give them nice things. They give them money.
They what's it called? They
to get their specific viewpoint
groom them
across. Sure, it's like if I don't want like a bill passed and I represent the NRA and I want to keep the Second Amendment, which like fuck it, keep it. Who cares? Guns are cool. It doesn't matter. But like if this guy doesn't, if he's on the fence, like if he might want to repeal it, we'll take him out. We'll give him nice dinners. We'll play some good games of golf.
Some backgammon.
We'll like do some expensive shit. And like, here's like a couple $1,000s. Like, you know.
Yeah.
Look the other way. That's lobbying.
Well, not even
special interest.
And that's the thing is like that's perfectly legal, right? There's no law against taking someone out to dinner and being like, "Hey, let's talk about this policy."
No, but it's kind of fucked up.
Totally, but that's what I'm saying is like there was like a time where Hillary Clinton's like income got leaked, and she made $220,000 to give a speech at like a college or something. And then they kept digging into it, and the emails were like, "Hey, just remember, we paid you $220 to come give a speech, and we want you to keep in mind this bill we don't want passed." And then she ended up voting in favor of that, and it was uncovered after, of course. But it's one of those things like they use it to disguise the fact that the politician is coming. They're like, "Here's $200,000 to give a speech, toast to whatever, blah blah blah, good luck." That's the speech. And then it's like, just remember, we would really appreciate it if you helped us stay in business by not approving this law, not approving this tax, not doing this, not doing that. And it's like, it's shady. It's shitty. No, I don't approve of it. I don't think there's anything you can do to stop it. But it's a bunch of people abusing their power is what it is. And there needs to be a check on that.
Don't do nice favors for your congressman.
Don't do
no rub and tugs.
Don't do good things for the wrong reason. Like if you're really trying to like fight a bill or a law, like there's got to be a way to do it that doesn't like just totally discredit impoverished people, because poor people obviously don't have that same benefit of taking that congressman, woman, whatever out to dinner and the betting tracks and all these lavish things that you can do to impress somebody, and even be like, "Yo, remember, like I gave you $200,000, just vote," or like, "Remember that time we drank a beer and like we had a good time? Like just remember, like like the poor person will never even get that chance. The majority of people will never even get that chance. It's always the companies or, the corporations, and that's fucked up. So that needs to. I mean, I don't know how you could address that, and that's it's on the docket, if you will. I'd say start with term limits, because the thing about term limits is if that was happening and everyone was taking those, then everybody would at least be getting $200,000, and then their term limit would be up after a year, and it'd be someone else new, and maybe they are getting.
They would spend too much money to keep their agendas up.
Exactly.
Hell yeah.
See, that term limit would solve that problem, because you can't keep paying everyone off.
Nope. Shit. You just solved the fucking corporate politics.
It's one of those things, man. It's one of those things. Like, you gotta... And that's probably why they won't try it. Because Apple... I mean, Apple, Nike, they all have sweatshops somewhere, and... China.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. They all allegedly have sweatshops somewhere in China.
Adidas.
And they all probably do stuff like that to where they're like, hey, let's take this guy out for dinner. He's the congressman of Ohio. And let's just tell him about how Nike is starting this organization to help people in Africa and
fuck you, Nike.
In third world countries, and we'll give him a generous grant for his organization. And everyone's got these organizations they're paying for. And I was paying for those, and they're doing that. But if it was a new congressman every year or every X amount of years, yeah, like you said, they probably couldn't afford that all of a sudden. And then people would obviously get that position, either take the money or not, and then they would know more about how that works internally, so there's a more fair chance of fighting it. So now, if they get paid off $100,000, $200,000, all of a sudden they can be like, you know what? I kind of want the Second Amendment to go away. Let me go talk to that. You know, if that is the thing that's happening, it's shitty, but it gives the under-recognized people representation all of a sudden, because there's more people. And first of all, like I said, they wouldn't do it because they can't afford to give everyone that kind of money, like every year or whatever. But like, it is that. It's exactly that.
Coming from like an outdoorsy background, how do you feel about like assault weapon bans? So they're fucking stupid, in my opinion.
Okay. First thing I'd like to address is it because I have an outdoor background, you assume that I would support them?
Well, you just been around guns. I just want to know how you feel about like.
Okay.
Because California,
just as someone who's been
California gun
raised
laws
around
are
guns.
super strict.
Okay.
Like, they're very, California gun laws are very strict. And yes, you've been around guns a lot.
So my first thing would be immediately, and I talked about this on the podcast before, would be just proper training and education about weapons.
Sure, yeah.
I think there would need to be a mandatory hunter safety course, gun safety course that would need to be passed. Maybe even through like a police station, go on the police shooting range.
Okay, yeah.
They show you how it works, and you have to. It's like it needs to be like a driver's test. Like, if you can prove to us, what is safe and how the gun operates.
Yeah.
Then you can have the gun.
So that will just apply to any gun.
Every gun, every single one.
So no assault weapons bans.
Well, I'm not opposed to an assault weapons ban, but I'm saying there's probably a better way to regulate it before banning it. Like when McDonald's extra large 32-ounce cups got banned in New York, there's probably a better way to do it than ban it. It's like...
No more supersize.
No more supersize. There's probably a better way to say, just change the formula of Coke. Or like there's probably a better way of doing it than just banning it. Because people even write it over that. So the last thing you want to do is piss off a bunch of people who have weapons. Especially because there is no safety course implemented currently. I think it would make sense if you limited assault weapons to people in military, armed forces, and...
That makes sense. Leave the tactical rifles to people with tactical needs.
Or a tactical skill set who have, been trained in that weapon. And... Yeah, I mean... But that's the dilemma, too, is there's also a bunch of... And I guess I'll just make my stance clear. I'm okay if they were banned. I don't think people need assault weapons.
Nobody needs an automatic weapon.
No one needs an automatic weapon. That's my stance. But when it comes to solving an issue, is you got to remember there's also a bunch of people who are 3D printing them.
Yeah.
And they work just as well on a 3D printer.
It's the same shit. You can 3D print a fucking house.
Yeah, and that's the concern for me, is because
the ghost weapons.
Because if you ban it, then it's not regulated. It's like anything. It's like if you make abortions illegal, people will still get abortions.
Drugs.
If you make drugs illegal, people will still get drugs. Whatever you do, if you ban it, There's people still drinking 32-ounce Cokes, is all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
Contraband will still exist.
If you take it away, people who want it will go get it.
Yep.
So rather than make it impossible or even hard, I'm not saying a safety course is hard or, unreasonable to ask for, but I think you need to put it out there and be like, yo, if you want this, we will sell it to you, but you need to have 4 hours logged with an instructor and pass, a mental health check, a background check, and a solid 4-hour course just talking about the gun and shooting with a professional or a trainer, or like you need to be instructed. Like you need to see a driving instructor. Mm-hmm. If you want your license,
heavy machinery.
Yeah, if you want your gun, you can have a gun, but you need to pass a few tests, and then we'll give it to you.
Not everyone can drive a forklift.
Not everyone can drive a fucking car. And cars kill a lot of people.
You need to pass a test for them.
But you need to pass a test for them. So the dilemma is the government seeing it as guns don't kill enough people, so we need to implement a test? Or are they just saying, well, this is a great politicized thing we can use? You know what I'm saying? Because if someone shoots up a school, they're like, yes, they killed 20 children. But you know what kills 200,000 children? Drunk drivers. So you need a driver's license at all times to drive a vehicle and operate a vehicle. You need insurance, at least liability, and all these other rules, because driving is a privilege. I think the main separating factor right now is that driving is a privilege and guns are rights. I think those two lines need to be clarified more definitely. I think guns should be looked at as a privilege, but there should be a right to like home invasion protection, like gun rights. Yeah. Gun rights for like home invasion protection, self-defense.
Because it is an amendment. It's the right to bear arms.
Yeah.
But they don't give you a gun. Like, here you go. You turned 18. Here's a gun.
Yeah, exactly. But they don't. Yeah. But they don't also like discourage like automatic weapons. Like you don't need an automatic weapon to defend your house. You need to ask yourself, is it a defensive weapon or an assault weapon? And when you outline that pretty clearly, it becomes pretty quickly distinguishable as this is like a shotgun, a handgun, home defense weapons, rifles, ARs, submachine guns. Those aren't home defense weapons. Those aren't going to keep you safe from a burglar. And the argument I know people are going to say that it's very popular is, what if someone breaks into my house with an Uzi and all I have is a 9mm handgun?
Shoot first.
I don't know what to tell you. I mean, it's a stupid argument. Don't ask that question. It's a stupid argument. If you're planning for someone to come into your house with a fucking Uzi, first of all, move. You're in the wrong neighborhood.
Oh, do you live in Chicago?
Yeah. Where the fuck do you live? Chicago? Just move.
Chicago or Israel? What the fuck?
I think it's a dumb argument. I think to see someone say, what if someone breaks into my house with an Uzi? You're paranoid, and you probably aren't gonna pass.
You shouldn't have a gun in the first place.
You're probably not gonna pass the mental health checkpoint. Sorry. I think if that's someone's real argument, that's not enough. Mm-hmm. And obviously, if someone did break into your house with an Uzi, you would have a gun to defend yourself, lock yourself in a room, call the cops, and the cops would come with the assault weapon, because the cops are permitted to carry assault weapons. And the cops have to do their job anyway.
Certain divisions, yeah.
Yeah, SWAT, Special Weapons and Tactics. Like there's a branch dedicated to keeping people safe.
Basically a mini military.
With higher caliber weapons. Mm-hmm. With tactical and military training. And I think it's one thing to protect yourself if you have a rifle or a handgun or a shotgun to protect yourself from a home invasion. But if people are coming into your house with Uzis, you either owe them a lot of money or like they're out for blood, and there's a team of people. Like if it's a hit squad, then you're fucked already. If you have hit squads coming after you, then you probably shouldn't be able to buy guns in the first place, right? Like,
if you have a hit squad coming after you, have Uzis as well.
And that's the thing too. Like if you're already at that point to where people are breaking into your house with Uzis and AK-47s, then you probably already acquired some weapons illegally to defend yourself in those situations.
Yeah.
And then that's common sense. But when you start saying a handgun or a shotgun's not sufficient enough for me to defend myself, my home, then you're preparing for a threat that's way too big that isn't out there for you. And if the threat is out there for you, you're probably going to disregard, and it's breaking the law anyway.
What about those 30 to 40 wild hogs?
Yeah, like you said, like
that happened to come across my yard and kill 2 of my kids.
drinking Bush Heavy. Yeah, man, and that's the thing. Yeah, like if any hog hears a gunshot, if you've ever seen a hunting wildlife TV show, a hunter will shoot a boar or a hog with like a 30-06, pretty standard rifle, hunting rifles. And that's the thing too. It's like I realized I said rifles wouldn't be included in house defense. It should be like, do you have a safe? Do you have a valid hunting license? Like, because then we can sell you like a rifle,
like bolt action.
Yeah,
too.
then we can sell you a rifle if you're like a hunter, you belong to a club, sort of thing. So there's obviously a way around that too. And also, like, if you're trying to defend your house with a 30-06, good luck. You get like 2 shots, and then anyone with a Swiss Army knife can take you. So good luck. But yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, if you took a shot at a wild hog or a bunch of wild hogs, they're gonna scatter. The loud noise is gonna scare them, and it's going to be the same thing with any burglar, even a team of burglars, 4 burglars. If they hear a gunshot or a shotgun rack,
oh shit,
they're jumping out the windows. They're dropping all your shit. You might lose a few things. Fun fact, you're not allowed to shoot burglars as they leave your premises. That's illegal.
Only entering
And at the threat of loss of life. So shoot them on the way out, you're going to jail. It's breaking the law anyway. And then you just wanted to shoot someone, you're kind of a piece of shit.
Murder.
So it's the same thing with a group of burglars. The only thing it's not the same for Cuban hit squads. Again, if you have a hit squad after you probably already have the guns.
You fucked up.
Yeah. I don't know what you did to have someone come to your house with an Uzi, but chances are when they hear that shotgun rack or a 9mm go off, they're not going to run because they have purpose and a good reason to be there to kill you. If that is the case, then gun laws are the least of your fucking worries, dude. Like, whatever it is that got you in that situation, you don't need to worry about your fucking amendment rights. You need to worry about your fucking life and your lifestyle, because whatever your life choices are that got you there, sorry, B.
Stop gambling. Stop loaning money from people.
Whatever it is you're doing, if that's a real possibility to you in your head, if that's a real scenario, like I said, first of all, you wouldn't pass any mental health check. But like for sure, you must just be a terrible person who deserves to have a hit squad come after them anyway. Like, I don't know how to. You can never justify that situation. I know it's an argument, but it's like a crazy one. It's like when you're sitting there with someone and you're like, I think that you know how gas is taxed, it's included in the pricing. I think they should just round it up to like whatever is like flat. Like if it's $3.75. They should just make, if it's like $3.60, they should round it up to $3.75, like the quarters. Let's get rid of all the pennies.
I hate how they have the .99.
Yeah, let's get rid. That's what I'm saying. Like, let's get rid of all the pennies, all the taxes. Like, to come up with an argument and like discuss that. I've had people take the stance of, what does that got to do with the price of tea in China? Or like they have some like crazy argument, and you're like, what? No, it's like,
how is that related, my guy?
We're talking about gas. And it's just an argument tactic, right? They're just trying to throw you off, or
people are fucking stupid.
But that's the thing, is like when I'm saying like, let's not give people assault weapons or rifles, I was like, rifles. All right, well, like if you're a hunter, if you got a valid license, like we can sell you one or whatever. If you have one, obviously, whatever you have, keep it, right? We're not gonna take your guns. It's shitty. But it's one of those things, like if you have it, keep it, whatever. But if you come here and you're like, hey, I want to buy like this 50 caliber sniper rifle.
The Barrett.
Yeah.
Classic.
I've shot one. It's a lot of fun.
I bet, dude. I'm jealous.
But unless you could be like, yo, I own a shooting range, and I want people to come in and be able to rent this for the day and shoot.
It's on the wall. I want that one.
That makes sense. You can prove that.
Mm.
If you're like,
It's also attached to your business.
if you're like a gun collector and you're like, I want this thing, and you can prove that you collect guns, sure. If you come in and you're like, I want it for home protection,
No.
you should go to jail right fucking there.
Those are like,
Because, like, you could kill a building from 3 miles out.
they're meant for like vehicles.
Well,
It's like-
there's different models of it.
It's
Like the snipers.
Anti-personnel. Like,
Yeah, you can. You're supposed to be able to disable an armored truck from
Yeah.
3 miles away.
yeah.
Yeah, unless you and that's the thing too. Like if you're an Olympic shooter, these things can be proven, right? Like with some documentation, maybe you got a medal.
Well, easily
Background
take your arm off.
background check will clear any doubts. Like these guns are still available. If you want to buy an AK-47 and you're like, yo, I'm a tactical shooter, I'm a collector.
The most produced rifle with over, I think, 50 million made.
It's a great gun, actually.
AK-47, very reliable. Classic.
Yeah. So it's one of those things like if you could prove it, sure. But if you're just stockpiling weapons, and that's the thing too, is like how do you determine a collector from like a stockpiler? Because there's a lot of people with mental illness who stockpile like knives and weapons and grenades and shit, and it's like
There should be like a registry. Like you're allowed like a certain amount, and like they can see how many you have.
you can have like it's like you can have one of each type in a collection, right?
one
Like,
rifle, one pistol, one
Yeah.
shotgun.
and it's like maybe if it like exceeds like a certain amount.
I would say 2 pistols.
But you could also say too, let's say like what if you're a collector and you have a bazooka? They're like, you can have the bazooka, but
Then
we
you're
can't
no ammunition.
but we can't sell you the ammunition.
No,
You can't
just-
buy the ammunition anyway.
just the
You
body.
can have the gun, but you can't have the ammunition. You can
I agree
you,
with
you
that.
can have the Barrett
That's
50
cool.
you can have the Barrett 50 cal, but we can't sell you the fucking
Nope.
yeah.
No bullets.
It's like you can buy a Formula 1 race car, but
No
good
gas.
luck but good luck finding Formula 1 gas anywhere aside from this dealership, and like you can maybe take it on a few car shows. Like unless that's
You're
the
towing
thing.
that bitch everywhere.
Yeah, unless that's the case, you got to tow it. You can have it. Obviously, it's not street legal. You can have it, but we can't give you the bullets to these guns.
I think that's a great idea.
Especially if you're a collector. If you want the gun, have the gun.
You get the collector's license.
Yeah, and it's like, you know,
You buy just to have.
yeah.
Look
That-
at it.
because that's-
oh,
that's-
this is a cool ass gun. I
That's-
like it.
That's what a collector should be. Like no one buys a piece of art so they can paint over it.
Yeah.
They're a collector. It should be the same with guns. To say I'm a collector and shoot the gun, you should immediately know anything you collect loses value when you use it.
Mhm.
So to have the argument of I'm a collector and say, well, I want the gun, I want the ammo, I want to go shooting this Saturday. You're not a collector anymore. You're probably an enthusiast.
You're a hoarder.
At I mean, an enthusiast at most. But like at the end of the day, it's like you can't even prove. And like that's the thing. Like the second you have to find this other argument of like I'm a collector, I want to go shoot Saturday. Like you're lying. Those don't match up. You didn't pass the background check. Like
2 pistols, 1 shotgun, 1 rifle.
yeah, I mean, and that's the thing is like it could be regulated. Like you know, a shotgun or 2, a rifle or 2, whatever. I don't care, but it would need to be like, yo, like, if you've got enough to arm yourself to the teeth.
You want to buy a scar?
Yeah. And that's the thing, it's like, if you do,
Poor KY.
and that's the thing, like, if you pass all the tests, if you have a gun license, like, I passed all the background checks, I got all my shit, because I don't think anyone's gonna, look, I don't think people buy guns with the intent to do harm. I think people
They
buy
them 'cause
guns
they're cool
because
as
they're cool as
fuck.
fuck. Yeah, I love guns, but I don't think, and that's the thing too. The more gun owners I talk to, the more they're like, yeah, like I don't care about regulation because they know they're not gonna do anything crazy with them. They know they're not gonna go like shoot someone. They're like, yeah, I don't care. Like just if I can keep shooting and plinking and whatever.
And then there's the self-defense and like the back of the mind with that.
Sure, but if anyone's going, I need this for self-defense, if that's your first thing and you have 12 guns, fun fact, you can have one, maybe 2 guns, like a sidearm. You could have like a main and then a secondary. Maybe.
Switching to your pistol is always faster than reloading.
But the fact is, if you're in that case again...
You done fucked up.
Do you see what I'm saying? Like, there's always this... You can say that's your argument, but like, there's no way in any scenario that checks out.
No.
In any real life scenario, this is the real life XP of like, on paper, you can be a collector. On paper, you can say it's for home defense. In execution, what the fuck are you doing?
Trying to get a 25 kill streak, launch a nuke.
Yeah, you don't get score streaks when you're getting invaded in your house. And if you do, it's like, first of all, who'd you piss off? What do you have worth stealing? I mean, like, there's so many questions that, like, lead to that point.
All the guns, duh.
Yeah. There's so many questions that lead to that point that need to be answered before home defense. And privacy, leave me alone. It's like, no, asshole, we have a right to know. We're your neighbors, and if you shoot someone with a goddamn rifle through your front door, you're coming through my window, probably through my house, and if I'm in the backyard, that shit could still hit me.
Yep. There's a lot of piercing power.
You're endangering everyone around you. Even with home defense. Yep. If someone comes into your house and they shoot and the door's open and a car drives by, pink, the car gets struck. Yep.
There's a lot of piercing power involved.
There's so many variables that people don't understand to that, where it's like, oh, it's my right. It's like, yes, it is your right, but we also have a right to safety. And if those things happen by some miracle, maybe just by chance, whatever it is, dumb fucking luck, it's going to happen eventually. And that needs to be we need to ask ourselves what to do in that case before it happens.
Yeah, this is actually a really great dialogue we've just
I know, I was going to say, we fucking saved this shit.
We started so fucking we should just cut the first 20 minutes. The second time I said hello, welcome back.
I think it's important that we leave it just so people know,
just
like,
yeah.
These people are fucking just crazy. And I didn't even drink this time, really. No. Like, so this is me sober, debating and deliberating. I'm pretty okay at it.
This is his real life.
Yeah.
This is what he thinks. This is his representation of Alec, his mind, what he thinks and believes. And honestly, it's a really good set of beliefs. I agree.
I think it's a good starting point.
I agree with everything that you've said so far.
Thanks, man. Yeah. I think that's super cool. And I think we did have a great dialogue. And yeah, like I said, it's not going to happen until we change it, and
we need change.
You gotta initiate the change, and then if it doesn't work,
shoot them.
At least at least you tried, and you could change it back.
Take your assault weapons,
or you can modify it. But you need to initiate the change. Something needs to happen, and that goes for everything: the politics, the system, the guns, whatever it is in life. Personally, I know I could use some more structure. You know. It's a universal kind of template. Like, you need to at least try it.
You see that Elon Musk is now the richest person?
I did.
He passed Jeff Bezos, and he wanted to do the brain chip. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Still does. Still working on it.
They were supposed to roll that out. They didn't. That didn't happen.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but I know it's supposed to be.
Do you think big tech is going to reach a point where it's like its own thing and too powerful to bring down? Because the right is always,
if we don't change the system in time,
the right's already getting pissed off with like the censorship,
and
they're like, oh, they're.
Well, that's the weird thing, right? Because look, if someone came into your business and was like, "I want a cake that says fuck all the Jews" and a bunch of anti-Semitic remarks, and you're a baker, you're like, "I'm not gonna write that." That's someone spouting.
Depends on how much they're paying.
Fair enough. If you're a true to the core capitalist.
If you're a true businessman.
Yeah, and some people can be bought like that. But if there's a bunch of people in your bakery, Jewish or not, they're gonna be like, yo, what the fuck? I'm never coming here again.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with Twitter. If someone's like, hey, fuck all the Jews, democracy is a lie. Not saying Trump said fuck all the Jews. I think anything anti-Semitic is like, people like to comment like Hitler I'm not saying obviously fuck all the Jews either. I'm just saying
Yeah.
it's rhetoric. Anyway, that being said, if someone says some outlandish shit like that, you can be like, get the fuck out of my store. And it's the same thing with Twitter. Get the fuck off my website. We don't want you here.
Censorship. I have a right to be on this website.
No, you don't. You agree to the terms and conditions.
You're entering a private business.
You agree to the terms and conditions when you sign up and you say some wild shit that gets people hurt. You're going to be held accountable. And you're lucky all you're doing is getting kicked off the platform.
And that's what people miss.
And people don't, and that's the thing, is like, I can't believe it is an argument because people don't look past that because they have, and that's the thing, is like when someone's like, I want an AK-47 for home defense, they think home defense is like, this is the thing, you can't, I mean,
the red coats are gonna march in.
Yeah, you don't know. What if the government, it's like, okay, first of all, like I said, it's a government conspiracy thing. You're not passing any mental health checks. Like, first of all, fuck off.
No.
If that's your one argument of like, I have the right to be in this business and buy a cake that says whatever I want. It's like, no, you have a right to make that cake yourself.
You have a privilege to come in there and ask for it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have a right to shit in my in my business.
What you have mistaken is entitlement.
Yes.
What you think is what you feel everyone owes you, when in reality we do not.
Entitlement is such a good word that people don't understand.
Mm-hmm. Because everyone's too busy thinking about
people are too
themselves.
Fucking entitled.
Yeah. And that's the most annoying part, is because, like, look, I don't like censorship, but you got to realize it's the same thing as like the fire thing. If you go into a theater, it's not even because it's a infringement on your rights to say fire. It's because you're in a business.
Other people at danger too.
You're in a business. You paid money to go watch a film in a theater where people should feel safe. And if you start yelling fire at every movie theater, that movie theater is going to lose business. And that business should have the right to say, yo, go fuck yourself. You've hurt people. People trampled over people. People got hurt because of you. Send it.
Sorry, I've been drinking. We reserve the right to refuse service to anyone.
There you go.
For any reason.
For any reason. That's it. It's
Sent.
It's the social contract. And people,
no shirt, no shoes, no service. Nobody complains about that.
Mm-hmm. Because
unless you're on the fucking beach and like, okay, I guess you don't have a shirt. That's okay. But like, nobody fucking complains about that. Well,
obviously, it's like going to a community pool, right? Because when you go to a beach, like, you pay for parking. That area is owned by somebody. It's a business.
Yeah, but like if you're in the city, like if you're in here, yeah,
if you're jogging without a shirt on,
we're like 8 miles from the beach. If you go into a fucking restaurant, you're like, you're not wearing a shirt, dude. Like, come on, man. No shirt, no shoes.
It's a social contract. Everyone knows.
There's no sign. It's been a thing for like ever. That's been everyone says that. Even if it's as a joke.
And here's the thing, it's like,
it's unwritten law.
It's like, if I was at a restaurant and I saw someone, even if they were like in shape and working out, or just like morbidly obese, and I found their body appalling and they had no body, fuck body positivity, bro. I'm just trying to eat a meal and you smell bad. Or like you were working out, and even though your body's chiseled, you smell like shit. I don't want to eat in a place where that's a possibility. You know my fucking stomach, bro. I can't step in dog shit without throwing up. Like,
rest in peace.
Everyone's got their own fucking shit, and if someone sits here and says, it's
gonna harm the business.
You shouldn't have a weak stomach. Like, it's not on me. You don't know what I'm dealing with. You don't know what people are dealing with. So,
and that loses a customer.
Yeah, for sure. And if I vomit, the person behind me is gonna be like, ugh. Now I'm going to always think about vomit every time I come here.
And then you lose another customer.
And it's just that thing.
Chain reaction.
Yeah, people want to push the domino. They don't want to see how many dominoes fall. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
People are the worst.
The fucking worst. We just talked about this. Yeah. People fucking suck.
That's a recurring theme on this show. Fucking Rolo's right outside.
Well, it's the truth, man. Because it's like, it's one of those things like, it is, but it's, people will suck less if we can all agree, like, hey, there's some things that might not be laws, might not be rights, but if you can come in here with pants on, That's a great start.
At least.
At least pants. That's a great start. I don't want to serve you if you don't have like a shirt and your feet smell. Like, so I'm not gonna serve you. I'm not gonna call the cops on you. But like, if you have pants on, we're cool. No pants, you're breaking the law. You know what I'm saying?
What if they have a shirt and shoes? Just no
There's
pants.
no pants.
It's
As long as the shirt goes past their genital area,
that's 2 out of 3, man.
I think it's then. I think you can classify a long enough shirt as a dress. If a guy walked in, and like you just see like just the tip of his dick hanging out, I'm like,
pants.
Look, man, you need some briefs or something. Throw some on. I'll count that as a dress.
What if he pulls it down so you can't see?
It's like the dress code at a fucking church or something. Like, if it's not past your fingertips, then you're a whore.
The grade short dress code. My 6th grade teacher actually, he checked like the girls. He made
Yeah,
them
I'll bet he did.
stand there, and he would get them close and look.
Yeah,
and make sure like if the shorts passed like the fingertips
a
or
little follicle on my nail.
and they always didn't. They always passed. Like the hands always went lower.
Mm-hmm.
But he was there. He was looking. He was inspecting to make sure.
What a creep. You know what I was thinking about earlier? Not to drone this on as long as I can, but
hour 20.
I guess I'll say this and then I'll wrap it up. But like, there's still like allegations I was thinking about of like teachers having sex with children, and it's like a female with a male student, right?
Here's the thing.
That's rape.
It is 100%. No matter what, if it's a male teacher and a female student, if it's a female teacher and a male student,
that's rape.
It's rape, 100%. But like, come on, dude. Like, you really gotta fucking tell people and ruin it. Well, like,
and that's the thing.
There's a stigma behind if it's a male student.
That's the double standard, bro. If there's teachers, if I could have sex with bro,
fuck yeah, I'd do it. I wouldn't tell nobody.
Mm-hmm. That's just. It's one of those things. It's one of those things when people like don't assign gender roles. It's like you kind of need to at some point, because you can't just say it was a one-way. It wasn't always a consensual exchange.
Also, everyone's different.
The male child could be baited because they're horny, and groomed because they're horny, and the teacher is horny. Males feel the horny all the time, and see, it's a slippery slope.
Yeah, and the female, she's like,
and the female's like, I really want that A. I don't know, whatever you did to groom or lie,
and
or
then they call the police.
It's still rape, and it's like it's one of those things. It's like, yo, what's the psychology behind that? Because it's like, there's some real psychological reason for that.
It's like a social stigma.
It's gotta be, yeah. It's so weird, and I was thinking about it.
If you are like
a whammon,
like a survivor, I guess. I don't know, but like in the school system,
a victim,
in the school system specifically, like I don't give a fuck if an alley. I mean, I do, like if you're walking down the street in the middle of the night or somewhere and you do get raped, like obviously I care.
That sucks. Is what he's trying to say.
It's unfortunate.
Sorry, bro.
But like if you're in like a school, that's a completely different thing. Like if you're a dude, that's like a score. That's like, fuck yeah. Depending on the teacher.
It's like the idea of I fucked my babysitter. You know, it's like,
yeah.
Everybody always wanted to fuck their hot babysitter.
Yeah, that's a win.
But if the babysitter does it, it's like, God, you're having sex with like a 14-year-old.
Yeah.
So let's start there.
It's a win for the dude and an L for the woman.
Yeah, is the woman so insecure that she needs to get validated by an 8th grade student?
A kid.
Yeah, child, yeah. It's also like, my dick was not big in middle school. I couldn't imagine it was gratifying for the female teacher in any sense. That dude just figured out what a boner is. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't imagine her being like, wow, you really rocked my world. It's like, oh, sweetie, it's okay. This is probably what I'm used to and why I had to chase after 8th grade boys.
People like young people. And that's always going to persist in society.
I'm at the Pizza Hut. I'm at the Taco Bell. I'm at the combination Pizza Hut and Taco Bell.
Well, I think this is a good place.
Goddamn right. I did not think we'd even make it this far, bro.
We started rocky,
So shitty.
but we ended strong.
Fucking stuck the landing.
My name is Josh.
My name is Alec. Thanks for hanging out with us.